we've definitely had an impressive move on Bitcoin, right? So I mean, Bitcoin has finally woken up. I think that you see a lot of this hype building very, very quickly, which for me is a little bit of a concern, right? I've been through many bear markets in my 25 plus years of trading, and it's very rare that a bear market ends with euphoria coming in so quickly. Usually the first 10, 20, 30% after a bear market, investors are very, very skeptical. And that's not what I'm seeing this time. And that makes me a little nervous, to be honest. It does. I think that people were just kind of biding their time and they're just jumping back on the bandwagon. I'm seeing incredible pumping across all social media platforms.
If you are interested to hear Gareth Soloway's thoughts, just keep on watching here at Market Empire. Following a flawless bear market rally, the total value of the cryptocurrency market reached a record high of $994 billion. In the wake of the FTX crash in November, the prices of crypto assets appeared to have cooled slightly over the weekend, though Bitcoin posted its largest weekly gain since February 2021. Stick's recent tweet that we may have entered another multi-year bull market has piqued the interest of many crypto investors. According to Gareth Soloway, a well-known technical analyst and veteran trader, investors in this camp are like children who have gone without candy for years and, upon discovering an almond, become overly excited. After seeing the way, he is confident that we will have a lower leg in place within the next 5 to 6 months, as he has said in interviews and tweets. According to seasoned traders and technical analysts, Bitcoin could fall between $9,000 and $10,000 before the bear market bottoms out. In the event of a dot-com bubble reenactment, the price could fall as low as $3,500. Soloway cautions investors in another tweet to not fall for the bull trap. One of his tweets goes like this: warning from someone who has seen 25 years trading bull and bear markets in stocks, commodities, and crypto. Bear market rallies make you believe a new bull is here. Fear of missing out off a 30 Bitcoin run is insane. Note there are multiple 30 to 50% bounces in the Tesla chart. Bitcoin hasn't taken FTX collapse high out. Soloway recently talked to Greg Dickerson and shared his thoughts on the recent 3-day rally and why he sees it as a bear market rally, rather than the start of a new bull run. The technical analyst believes Bitcoin will experience a more permanent recovery in 2023, but he warns that this recovery may be further away than many currently anticipate.
There hasn't been any change. You could argue that the Fed is coming to the end of their hiking cycle, but that doesn't mean interest rates are going to go back down, right? I mean, we figure the Fed funds policy, level is going to remain at 5-ish% for most of 2023. So you don't have that dropping of rates that can stimulate kind of the Bitcoin surge again, like past bear markets ending, nor do you have quantitative easing going on, both of which are unlikely to come in this year. So for me, this is very classic of a bear market rally. And that's why I'm a little skeptical. I had some longs going into this. I was talking about a potential breakout. We've gotten that, but I always said it would be a breakout that would get bulls to kind of jump back on the ship, but it probably is a shorter-lived bull market run, intra-bear market, right? So let me show my charts here because I think there's some cool things to look at. So number one, if we see this chart here, right, this is the bull run that we've just experienced. Incredible, right? I mean, we haven't experienced this in quite some time, but number one, I mean, it looks big, but if we zoom out on the chart, I think it's important to keep it in perspective, right? This is what we're talking about. This is what's getting all the hype, is this move up in Bitcoin. And again, like you said, very normal because people had been kind of lulled to sleep with no volatility. I think we had the lowest volatility in Bitcoin history. So it was kind of dictating something would wake things up. But again, you have to look at, okay, this is the down market and this is where we are right now. Is it anything yet to get excited about? And I'm going to tell you where I'm going to get a little bit excited. If we were to take out this high right here, which is the beginning of the FTX collapse, where we saw FTX, and all the fraud and all that come to light, that's where if we could get above that psychologically, I think that would be a positive for Bitcoin. But
now,
notice where
when you say get above
out.
when you say get above it, you mean break above and start using that level as support, not just break above and then return.
100%, right? So that's so important because people will see an intraday move above or even a close above, get very excited, and then they'll wonder why price gets slammed back down. So you want to see price get above and actually stay there and consolidate there, right? And again, if you look at where Bitcoin has stalled here, it's right at that level. Now, let's talk psychology of the markets, because this will be a great educational part, is that why do these levels have so much resistance? And the answer is this. Over here, you had choppy sideways to up move. You started to make moves to the upside right here, right here. A lot of people were buying Bitcoin. And then all of a sudden, that floor got just pulled out from under them. And they saw their accounts drop by 25, 35, 45%. In some altcoin cases, it was 50%. And so what happens is when price goes back there, those people that saw their 10,000 account at 5,000, they're made whole again. And there's this psychological thing about saying, okay, I'm back to break even. Let me get out. Let me just walk away at this point. And that's why you have the technical resistance right at that level. So to me, this is the level I'm watching right around 21,500. Let's see in the next few days what happens. I actually put out a short signal on Ethereum yesterday when we were above 1550. I think we're in a position to see a pullback here.
Yeah, I've kind of been talking about a little bit of a bounce, mainly because of the inflation print. We knew it was going to come in, softer, not softer than expected, but softer. We knew the markets were going to rally off of that, and then potentially see the reversal because the Fed's going to come out and beat the market down again. But I think, like you said, what's going on is a lot of people bought thinking the bottom was in at that 17,000 level before this most recent drop, and then they've lost 20-30%, so they're going to sell as soon as they get back to that 20,000 or break even level. A lot of people that got in there. The other thing is people were shorting at the lower end of this consolidation here, thinking it was going to just immediately drop. And what I've been saying is the most probable Max Payne scenario would be a pop up like we've seen and then roll over from there. And I think that was just people continuing to short. And what was it, $1 billion worth of liquidations in 24 hours?
Yeah, and you could see that. I mean, it was just incredible the last couple days, but especially yesterday, how you could see the shorts just where price went up $100 on Bitcoin in a matter of seconds because it was that short covering, just squeezing going on. And again, that's the key, is that, if you look at the stock market, and you've been around for a long time, Greg, is that, you see these bear market rallies that are they call them rip your face off rallies because they're so intense and they get so much excitement from bulls. But again, if you look at the stock market, we've had moves like that. And in fact, I showed some charts earlier today. I posted one on Twitter, but basically what it was showing is that since Tesla has topped out, it had moves of 35%, 64%, 50%, and then even down here, you're at 18%, where it's, here we are with Bitcoin up, 25, 30% off of the lows. I mean, that kind of falls right in the midst of these moves that we've seen in Tesla. And I do liken Tesla and the type of people that are investing in Tesla as the same that kind of get involved in Bitcoin and kind of have that mentality. So I think it's important. You could look at any stock. I mean, you could look at Apple, Amazon. A lot of them have these bear market rallies where they jump 30, 40, even 50%, but then ultimately find themselves making new lows. And so I would just caution people out there. Yes, yes, it would be great to know that Bitcoin has made a low pivot and maybe we're starting to head up, but I wouldn't get too excited just yet.
In interviews, Soloway explains that this poses a risk to the environment due to the recent price movements in cryptocurrencies and equities, like AMC, Bed Bath & Beyond, and GameStop. After a whopping 69.36% increase over the previous week, Soloway shares his thoughts on Solana, the native cryptocurrency of the Solana blockchain platform. Similarly to the rest of the cryptocurrency industry, the altcoin is again among the top 10 cryptocurrencies by market cap. The FTX crash catastrophe is being left in the wake of the altcoins.
You could see these moves that were occurring in stocks were precursors, and what it was telling you was that it was a risk on trade again, which then, if you connected the dots, gave us a heads up that if it's risk on in Bed Bath Beyond, GameStop, AMC, all these things were running up ridiculous amounts. Wouldn't it make sense that the crypto market was going to get a squeeze as well? And again, I think that's such a cool thing to kind of connect the dots through different asset classes.
Yeah, I mean, if you zoom in on that a little bit and just look at that, I mean, that's probably what we're going to see on Bitcoin. It's pretty much the same price action, except for Bitcoin only did a fraction of that. But right. I thought about it too when Bed Bath & Beyond was down, and when they said bankruptcy, I'm like, man, that could be a nice little trade, but it could go against you pretty quick too.
Yep. Yeah, for sure. I mean, and again, we could flip over to AMC here. I mean, you could see the same sort of pop in AMC. I mean, not as dramatic as Bed Bath Beyond, GameStop. all these stocks. I mean, look at GameStop. From this low of 15 bucks, it got as high as 20 and one or change. That's a 33%, 40% move right there. So yeah, I mean, you're seeing it across the board. I think partially this is a result of what I call the January effect, right? Where in December, you have lots of pressure from people saying, all right, I made money in crypto early in the year. I booked profits on Doge or this or that. Now I have losses on the rest of my portfolio. Let me sell to kind of not pay taxes or limit my tax liability. And then that's all done coming into January. So you have those sellers kind of going away. And then you also have the fear about FTX and kind of the shorts that we're building there as well, saying, oh, this is going to crush. I mean, I can't tell you how many times I went on interviews in the last 3 weeks and just said, Solana, yeah, I mean, it's absolutely potentially could go to zero, but there's a trade here. And the trade is very simple. It's that, you have an $8 coin that could go to zero. So you're risking $8, put 2% of your portfolio in it, but it could also go up 300%. So it's like a risk reward assessment. And obviously we see here what it ended up doing, but yeah, it's super fun to trade this market.
Mid to long term, Soloway sees cryptocurrency values rising. He has said in multiple interviews that he expects Bitcoin to reach $500,000 or more within the next few years. The technical expert, however, predicts that unless there is maximum paying in the markets, a future or permanent rebound from the harm done to prices last year will stay elusive. Soloway has also stated that if Bitcoin sinks to approximately $9,000 or $10,000, Lee will have that in a couple of months. Technical analysts predict the last day will occur in the first half of 2023 due to a recession and stock market decline. Do you agree with Gareth Soloway's analysis of the recent cryptocurrency market rally? Is this a temporary uptick or the start of something bigger? Please share your thoughts below. To be notified when new videos are added to Market Empire, please hit the like button, share this video with your friends, subscribe to the channel, and click the bell icon.